What if one part of the ocean could change weather for billions of people? Right now, a huge area of the Pacific Ocean is getting warmer than normal, and scientists call this powerful climate pattern El Niño. Here's the strange part. This warming happens far away from most of us, yet it can push weather patterns across the entire planet. It can affect rainfall, heat waves, droughts, storms, farming, and even food prices. So how can warm ocean water do all that? Because the ocean and atmosphere are connected. When the Pacific warms, winds can shift. And when winds shift, rain clouds and weather systems can move to completely different places. The ocean is changing its temperature, but could it change the weather where you live? Welcome back to Planet Facts. Today we are traveling to the Pacific Ocean, the largest ocean on Earth, to understand one of nature's most powerful climate patterns. This is not just about warm water. It is about a chain reaction that can travel through the atmosphere and influence weather in many parts of the world. The strange change in the Pacific. Near the equator, in the tropical Pacific Ocean, ocean temperatures normally follow a familiar pattern. Winds called trade winds usually blow from east to west. These winds push warm surface water toward Asia and Australia. At the same time, colder water from deep below rises near the western coast of South America. This creates a balance: warmer water in the west, cooler water in the east. But during El Niño, that balance can weaken. The trade winds may become weaker than usual. Warm water can spread back toward the central and eastern Pacific. And when a huge part of the ocean becomes warmer than normal, the atmosphere begins to respond. That is where the mystery becomes global. How can warm water change the sky? Warm ocean water adds more heat and moisture to the air above it. That can change where clouds form, it can change where heavy rain falls, and it can shift powerful wind patterns high in the atmosphere. Think of Earth's weather like a giant connected machine. The ocean is one part, the atmosphere is another part. Winds, clouds, rainfall, and temperature are all connected. So when the Pacific changes, the atmosphere can carry that effect far beyond the Pacific itself. But here is something important. El Niño does not create the exact same weather everywhere. It changes the chances of certain weather patterns. Possible effects around the world. In some regions, El Niño can be linked with heavier rainfall and flooding risk. In other places, it can be connected with hotter, drier conditions and drought risk. Some areas may experience changes in storm tracks. Others may notice changes in seasonal rainfall. These changes can matter because weather affects almost everything. Farmers need rain at the right time, cities need water supplies, people need protection from extreme heat and floods. And when crops are damaged or harvests are smaller, food prices can rise. One shift in the Pacific can become a problem or an opportunity for communities thousands of kilometers away. Could El Niño affect India? India's weather is influenced by many systems, especially the monsoon. El Niño is one factor that scientists watch because it can sometimes be associated with weaker than normal monsoon rainfall. But sometimes is the key word. India's monsoon is extremely complex. The Indian Ocean, local temperatures, winds, and other climate patterns also matter. So El Niño does not guarantee drought, floods, or a weak monsoon in India. It is a signal that scientists study carefully, not a prediction of one exact outcome. That is why weather forecasts and official climate updates are more useful than viral posts that promise a disaster. How do scientists detect it? Scientists do not guess whether El Niño is happening. They measure sea surface temperatures across large areas of the Pacific Ocean. They use ocean buoys, ships, satellites, and computer models. Satellites can observe changes in sea level, cloud patterns, sea surface temperature, and winds. Then scientists compare the data with long-term averages. When the central and eastern tropical Pacific stays unusually warm for a sustained period, and the atmosphere responds in a matching way, it may be classified as El Niño. This is why a small temperature change in the ocean can be a big scientific signal. Across a massive area of ocean, even a small increase means a huge amount of extra heat. El Niño, La Niña, and the bigger cycle El Niño is not the only pattern. There is also La Niña, which is often linked with cooler than normal water in parts of the tropical Pacific. You can imagine them as opposite phases of a larger climate cycle called ENSO, the El Niño Southern Oscillation. El Niño is the warmer phase, La Niña is the cooler phase, and between them, conditions can be neutral. But Earth's climate is... Comment your country and follow Planet Facts for the science behind the world.